Interior. I've been really procrastinating on the interior, especially the vinyl, and especially these real wheel arches. So anyway, I bit the bullet and decided to get on with it. I found some fantastic articles. I got a couple of great links. One of them is very, very detailed on the whole interior process. So I am absolutely by no means remotely qualified to actually do the interior, but the objective here is to show what's needed, what can be done, etc. And I'm trying to do the best job that I can on this. So the major vinyl parts are the two wheel arches, this real waterfall, as I call it, the bottom kickboard of that. I'm not quite sure what that section's called, and then obviously the two sills, and I still have to trim these edges. The thing I would say is that you have to get your adhesive step process in place and practice that. That would be my biggest tip. The article that I'm referring to is really first class with respect to that. Someone put a lot of time into documenting what worked, what didn't work, how they went about doing that, and I agreed with some of it, and I disagreed with some areas of it. I have done my TR6, so one or two lessons that I learned from that are applicable to here. So the gluing sequence that I used is I stuck this panel first, and then I worked away from the center and over the edges, and then I did this piece last. So my thought there was that this is the most critical surface to get right, this one and obviously this one, and working away from that would allow me to stretch the material, and that seems to have worked out really well for me. There are some trim panels that go over here, and they press all of this in, so it tightens it up even more. With this rear kickboard, I'll call it, the sequence that I used was I got adhesive in here first, then I stuck this edge first, then I did this edge, then I did this edge, and then I did the lower pieces, and then I did the top pieces. And that was basically the process used in this reference document that I'll put online. And again, for me, that worked out exceptionally well. I'm personally very pleased. And then for the sills, it's a little easier because you've got one big area, but it's more difficult because you've got one big area. So the process that I used for that was, this is the most important feature, so this was the most important one to get right. I stuck this first, but I kept away from the edges. I just wanted to have this piece in place. Then I folded it down, and then I cut out the material for the crossbar, made sure all of that fitted, dry fitted first, and then I put adhesive on the two long edges, folded the material, kept that in place. Then I stuck this material flanges for the cross piece, and then for each lower segment. And again, that process has worked out for me. The last piece I did was up in here, and then across here. You don't have to go too far with this because this is also trimmed out with a screw-on piece, press-on piece. For the felt, I've got this laid in. I've dry laid this in, and I'm working out my sequence for doing the adhesive associated with that. There's only felt for the front area in the kit that I have. So that it's just awkward to get so far in. This looks to be the most complicated piece in that it wraps around several geometric features, so I've got to figure out how I'm wanting to do that. Do I start at this end or do I start at that end? I'm inclined to start at this end. I still have to cut out some space for the brackets related to the radio console. So rightly or wrongly, my tip is that you put adhesive in one area, place the part against that, then you let it dry. Wait for 10 minutes, go and watch YouTube video or something like that for a few minutes, walk away from it, let it settle, give it a chance to stick, and then come back and then put adhesive in the next section. And that for me is working. All right, with respect to the carpet, I have everything laid out in the fitment, and I'll probably start at the front of the car and work my way back. So I have one intriguing area here. I'm not too sure where these parts go. They came off the original car, but I'm not sure where they go. I think they go on the underdash. So I've got to still do a little bit of homework on that. I can't find any reference to those pieces. It would make sense that they do. This piece definitely goes on the underdash, and it's the same kind of material as those two pieces over there. If anybody knows where they go, that would be great. I still have this wiring loom cover, which fits on my driver's side and covers the wiring associated with coming through the bulkhead, the wiring that then goes to the back of the car. So I've got to wrap that piece. I only just found out what that piece is for, by the way, and I found that off that document. So that was a bit fortuitous. Again, for me, I do one piece at a time, and I take my time at it, and I'm going to do the best job that I can. I'm absolutely not a professional at this. And I tend to take my time with respect to gluing. One important lesson that I picked up, I really felt for the guy. Actually, that's the wrong way around. Let's put that the right way around. We're going to do the reference correctly. Yeah, one important lesson learned, I've really felt for the guy, is that before you put this piece in and stick it down, remember to put in the studs that are associated with the canopy. So these studs here, they secure into the bulkhead from the back. All right, so there's a nut and washer on the other side. So make sure that your rear trim is not stuck down associated with the trunk, and make sure that you have the reference holes associated with these studs in that panel. So it's important as you're sticking that down to remember that those holes have to go in. If you have this piece of carpet stuck down and the associated piece in the rear trucks, you have no way of finding out what that reference hole is, so you're going to have to take one of them off, which is unfortunately what that person had to do. That's not a job I would want to do. That's a real oh shit moment. The other thing I've got to work out exactly is the seat belts. So I'm ordering my seat belts. I'm going to dry fit all of those before I attempt to do anything associated with the carpet on this waterfall. Yeah, so I'll go through the fitment panels that are already trimmed in another video at when I get a bit closer to finalizing that. There's quite a lot of work left to do in actually doing that fitment. So it's a little anxious over the last couple of days, but I'm getting on with it now. And the vinyl for these real wheel arches and the sills is in, and I'm very happy with on a personal level with the results. So we can move on now.